All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about this. DNC happened last night. Gonna go over a couple things. I got a few videos to show my thoughts. So pretty much the DNC took place last night. Kicked off, as it were, and it was pretty much an homage to. Well, it ended pretty much in just everybody thanking Biden for his failed, disastrous administration and 4 years in office. But it was kind of to me anyway, it was bashing Trump. Look at how good we can do things. Bashing Trump. Kamala's great. Bashing Trump. Kamala's going to provide abortions. Bashing Trump. So, glass ceiling was in there with old Hillary Clinton was talking. It's just, it was, it was, it was fake to me. To me, it was just fake. I mean, the difference between when these people talk versus when President Trump talks, it's just disingenuous to me. It just seems fake and lies, and because I pay attention. At least I try to the most I can. And all I heard last night was lie after lie after lie after lie. So I'm gonna get into a few of them here, but I don't know. It just seemed like it was a big crap show. I guess for a lack of a better word, that's what it seemed like to me. But let's take a look at a couple things here, and I'll show you what I think or tell you what I think. But I'll show you a couple things here, and we can take a look at them. But here's this one. This first one. This is from AOC. Okay, and she is just wow is all I can say. She gets pretty fired up. And that's how she is. And I got nothing against her, honestly. She come from humble beginnings. She was a bartender and she brought herself up, and I got nothing against her. I think she's got terrible policies and I don't like her as a politician. But as far as her making something of her life and being where she's at today, I got nothing against that. But, you know, a lot of people don't see it that way, and but hey, I mean, I like I said, we'll take a look here. We'll see, and you can tell me. But I don't blame her for bringing herself up from where she was to where she is now. I just don't agree with what she thinks. So, but let's take a look at this. This is the first one.
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
Okay, there's a bit in there. I mean, for one, when President Trump was in office, before the whole Biden regime and Harris regime thing come about, he gave up his salary. He literally took a dollar because he had to. He had to take at least $1 from his $400,000 salary, which is what the president makes. He had to take at least $1 of it. The rest of it, he donated. Not really lining his pockets. And honestly, the guy has made money his whole life. He's very, very well off. He does not have to do anything for the rest of his life. He could be at a golf course, on the beach, hanging out with his family, doing the retiree thing, enjoying the rest of the life that he has to live. But instead, he's on the campaign trail and he's fighting for the country that he loves because he sees what these people are doing to it. He sees what the Democrat Party is all about and what they're trying to bring about, which is communism and a dictatorship. And it's not good, okay? That's why he's running still. He's been attacked, he's gone to court, he's been impeached, he's had an assassination attempt on him. And he's still running for president because he loves the country. honestly, if he was trying to just do it for himself, you'd think he'd get out after the assassination attempt. Call me crazy, but you think he would just duck out after that. There's no reason for him to be running. None, other than the fact that he wants to see the country succeed. That's why he's going for another term. Anyway, that's enough of her. I don't, yeah. Like I said, again, nothing against her. She raised herself up from humble beginnings, and that's fine. But her policies and the way she treats the other side of the aisle is disgusting and gross. She's not a good person. But hey, all right. This next clip. This is Mallory Macaro, I think. Anyway, she's kind of crazy. You know, she busted out the 2025 Project 2025, which, if you've watched my previous stuff, you know I can't stand it. President Trump has come out several times disavowing it, distanced himself from it. J.D. Vance, I just saw an interview he did the other day saying that they have nothing to do with that. Now, yes, both President Trump and J.D. Vance are supposedly they're friends with the leader of the Heritage Foundation, which is who actually wrote Project 2025, not Donald Trump. It's got nothing to do with his platform. You can go to his website. There's nothing on there with Project 2025. It's Agenda 47. Speaking of websites, Kamala Harris, I was on there earlier today. She still doesn't have any kind of agenda or platform on her website. She's still running on nothing other than her spouting the abortion crap and that new that other way the price gouging crap that she's trying to force. She doesn't have a platform. She's not running on anything. And yet we're supposed to believe that she's leading in the polls now. I can't say I believe it. I really can't. She was the most least. It was what, a week before Biden dropped out that the mainstream media was saying that she was a drag on the ticket and that Biden actually needed to drop her. But then after the debate and he dropped out, now all of a sudden she's America's sweetheart. And she's the best thing to come along since anything. So, anyway, let's play this clip and get into this Project 2025 BS that they keep spouting.
Page 873. It says, quote, conservatives have long believed in either ending law enforcement activities of independent agencies or ending their independent status. Again, that sounds pretty boring. But what it means is that under Project 2025, Donald Trump would be able to weaponize the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents. He could even turn the FBI into his own personal police force.
Okay. No. Look, where did this girl come from saying that she's the authority, saying that I can interpret what this means, and this is actually what it means? When did she become the expert on it? And she said earlier in her little speech that she read Project 2025 is 900 pages. It's a 900-page document. And she says she read all of it. I'm not going to read all that. And I get into this stuff. But I'm not reading all that. You lost your mind. She didn't read all that. She's cherry picking stuff. Maybe she might have had one of her staffers read it, and then they picked out what she want, some stuff that she could point out in there. Look, 900 pages. J.D. Vance said this in his interview the other day. There's 900 pages. I'm sure there's stuff in there that J.D. Vance and President Trump do like. On the other hand of it, I'm sure there's crap in there that they are like, no, that's not, no. It's the same thing with Democrats. It's the same for me. I'm sure there's something in that 900-page document that I would agree with, and there's stuff that I wouldn't agree with. Same thing with Democrats. If they actually took the time and read the whole thing, I'm sure there's stuff that they would like, and then there's stuff that they would not. It's 900 pages. There's got to be something in there that both sides would be, okay, Maybe I'm just crazy, but 900 pages, there's got to be something in there that everybody would like. I'm sure there's a lot of crap in there that nobody would like. But hey, it's 900 pages, so you just don't know, honestly. I mean, okay. Moving on. Hillary Clinton. Honestly, I don't know why they brought this girl out, but this woman is. I'm part of the deplorables that she so eloquently branded, and I'm fine with it. I'm okay. Just like I'm fine with people calling me weird. I'll take it. I'm okay with being called weird. I'd rather be called weird than, grooming children to transition to a different sex when it's not science. Although they'll say it is, but it's not. It's not. Anyway, let's take a look at old Hillary and see what she has to say.
What do I see? I see freedom. I see the freedom to make our own decisions about our health, our lives, our loves, our families.
Okay, everything she said right there? Okay. Okay. What else you got?
The freedom to work with dignity and prosper. To
Okay.
worship as we choose or not.
Worship. Look, these people are the ones that are saying that being a Christian is not okay. These people are. I'm a Christian, but you can't openly. It's bad to openly, practice and have your faith out there in the open. If you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim or anything else, it's fine. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Can't be a Jew anymore. That's bad. Because we're pro-Hamas, right? Because the Democrats are pro-Hamas, even though outside of this convention, you've got pro-Hamas rioters. Anyway. That's a lie. Anyway, moving on.
To speak our minds freely and honestly.
We want that. We want freedom of speech. We like freedom of speech. It's the Democrats that are trying to take that away. Y'all realize that, like in Canada, you can be fined and jailed for hate speech, which in America is not a thing, because if hate speech is a thing, then free speech isn't a thing. It may be offensive. What? Sticks and stones. I mean, whatever happened to that? Look, if somebody comes over to me and says something that I find offensive, okay. I may not agree with it. I may think it's downright ugly to say, but you know what? That's what freedom of speech is. You can speak your mind. I may not agree with it, and I may think it's ugly, but that's your First Amendment right. Freedom of speech. I'm all for it. They want to take it away because they want to make things that are offensive. You can't say that anymore. You can't say offensive things or you're going to get jailed. They do it in Canada. They want to make it a thing here. So that's another lie. Anyway.
I see freedom from fear and intimidation, from violence and injustice, from chaos and corruption.
Look, 2020, everybody remembers when Minneapolis was burning to the ground, when the reporters said, oh, it's mostly peaceful, and there's a giant fire behind them. Everybody remembers that. Peaceful. Oh. That's the violence of the left, okay? And it was, and just a reminder, because it is the left, because it was Tim Walz who's running as the VP candidate. He's the mayor of Minnesota. And Minneapolis was burning to the ground during the George Floyd riots and refused to give them National Guard aid. And Kamala, who is running for the president, who was thrust into her position having not a single vote, was out there campaigning and raising money for people to get out of jail that were arrested during the 2020 George Floyd riots. You can say protests. They weren't protests. They were riots because the city was burning down. Kamala Harris out there saying they are not going to stop and they should not stop. Started a fundraiser to bail out people that were burning down the city. And we're the party of violence. No, they are. They are.
I see the freedom to look our children in the eye and say, in America, you can go as far as your hard work and talent will take you.
You can.
And mean it. And you know what?
If you don't mean it, then you're just...
On the other side of that glass ceiling is Kamala Harris raising her hand and taking the oath of office as our 47th President of the United States.
That's enough of her. Nope. Look, she can't... If you can't look at your kids in their face and truly mean it when you tell them they can achieve anything that they put their heart and soul into, then you're just a bad person. Because in America, you still can. Right now, you still can achieve what you want to in America. God forbid Kamala Harris gets elected. It might change because it's already on the wrong path now with Harris and Biden. For almost 4 years now that they've been in office, they haven't done anything other than fund foreign wars and send all of our hard-earned tax money overseas, all while raising our taxes. And don't tell me that they're not, because they are. And all while inflation is through the roof and people are struggling to make ends meet and using credit cards to buy groceries. I've seen it firsthand. It's not the America we live in today is not the America we lived in 4 years ago under President Trump. It's not. People are barely scraping by, and the idiots that are at this stupid convention, well, they're all Democrat people that hold positions in the Democratic Party, so I guess that part doesn't surprise me. Anyhow, I'm going to move on from her because I'm not. Okay, the next set of clips I got are Biden came out and he made a speech, did his thing. It was kind of when he came out, there was a lot of people, that they started the "Thank You Joe" chant quite a bit, and it was a lot of other crap that they did. But honestly, when I watched it, I was honestly surprised. He did have a couple gaffes where he bumbled over his words. I was expecting a lot more, and it was already late. I mean, I thought Joe Biden's bedtime was like 5 or 6, but he came out. It was close to midnight. I think it was. It was close to midnight, I think. And he came out and delivered almost an hour speech. I think it was with just only a few gaffes in there. I mean, but he still bumbled over his words a few times and, did typical Joe Biden stuff. But he's still lying, just like all the rest of them were. And I got a few clips that I want to show about that, just a few, and we'll go through them. And yeah. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. We'll get this over here. All right, check this out.
In August of 2017, extremists coming out of the woods, carrying torches, their veins bulging from their necks, carrying Nazi swastikas, and chanting the same exact anti-Semitic bile that was heard in Germany in the early 30s.
Look, I'm just gonna say real quick. This is a really, really tiring talking point. This is something they've been saying for years now, years, and it's just not true. I mean, even their own like fact checkers have come out and said that this wasn't true, but they're still throwing this talking point out every chance they get, and it's just not true. This just tells you how much they don't even care about the fact that they're lying right to your face. Yeah.
Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and the Ku Klux Klan, so emboldened by a president then in the White House that they saw as an ally. They didn't even bother to wear their hoods. Hate was on the march in America. Old ghosts and new garments, stirring up the oldest divisions, stoking the oldest fears,
Wow.
giving oxygen to the oldest forces that they long sought to tear apart America. In the process, a young woman was killed. When I contacted her mother, I asked about what happened. She told me. When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God."
My God. Oh, wow. Okay, look. It's not what Donald Trump said when he was president. It is not what he said. He did have, now I'll give Joe Biden, it was a quote, but it's taken out of context. You could go watch the video. I should have pulled that up to show the actual video, but it's an inaccuracy, it's a lie, and it's, like I said before, it's something that their own fact checkers have said is false. So, like I said, for him to just come out and keep hammering this point down just tells you that they do not care about the fact that they're just outright lying to you. They know it's a lie. Their own fact checkers have proven that it's a lie, and they're still saying it. They do not care. They don't. They don't care at all, not one bit. Anyway, that's that one. Anyway, moving on to the next one from Joe Biden. This we'll take a look at too.
Record 16 million new jobs. Record small business growth.
Not 16 million new jobs. Look, I've already said this in a previous video. 72% of the jobs that they claim as new created jobs, they're recovered jobs from after the pandemic lockdowns. You can't claim a recovering job from people going back to work as a new created job. You can't do it. It's a lie. It's dishonest, and they know it, and they don't care. Again, they do not care that they're just lying straight to your face. But it's what they do. It's what they do.
Record high stock market, record high 401ks, wages up, and inflation down, way down, and continuing to go down.
Okay, as far as the inflation, anybody who goes grocery shopping can see that the inflation is not down. They see their grocery store. Look, I've seen all kinds of videos about people using the Walmart app, and they'll have an order from when President Trump was in office, okay, and then now with Harrison Biden, and the difference is astronomical. Okay, it's so much higher than what it used to be. You cannot come out here and say that inflation is way down. Now, in their eyes, I can see, because inflation was up to it was just over 9%, I think it was, and now it's down to just over 3%. That's still not good. It's not. Still not good. inflation should be anywhere from 1 to 2%. As far as I understand it, and everything I've read on it, inflation should be anywhere from 1 to 2%. That's like a perfect median is right there in that area. Just over 3% is still not good, Joe. More lies. Anyway, we're just gonna go to the next clip. Yeah. Okay, let's see what he has to say in this one.
Our Republican friends and others made sure they'd go abroad to get the cheapest labor. We used to import products and export jobs.
Dude, don't even
now
say
we
it.
export American products and create American jobs. Right here in America.
No, you don't. Look, President Trump was like the key guy in bringing back the auto industry back into the United States. This guy, the Democrats, every single one of them, has pushed to move everything to overseas production because they get kickbacks from the foreign country governments. They get to line their own pockets with the money that they get off of those agreements. You cannot tell me he's an outright lying. Jobs create.
Where jobs belong. With every new job, with every new factory, pride and hope is being brought back to communities throughout the country that were left behind. You know you're from them, many of you.
Okay, look. Excuse me. It's not. It's just not. It's just not true. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been funding a foreign war. They launder a lot of money through. Shoot, now I'm just drawing a blank because I'm all angry and frustrated. Anyway, we'll just move on from that because yeah. All right, this is the last one. I know this video's been a little longer than what I usually run, but there was a lot from last night that I wanted to just cover at least a little bit, if not, like I said. But this will be the last one, I promise.
Trump continues to lie about the border.
What? Oh, I got it. Oh.
Here's what he won't tell you. Trump killed the strongest bipartisan border deal in the history of the United States that we negotiated with the Senate Republicans. Took 4 weeks.
Look, he's just gonna go over this crap about that bill. Look, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I covered this before, not in like great length, but a little bit. That bill that was brought before them, it was shut down by the Republicans, and for good reason. It had the majority of the money. It was like $60 billion that was going towards foreign governments, and a good majority of it was going to Ukraine. I mean, you can't call something a border bill when you have, it was like 10%. I could be wrong. I want to say it was like 10% of the money that was involved with that particular bill. 10% of it was going down to the border to fund the border crisis, as they call it. I call it an invasion. They call it crisis. But you can't call it a border bill when you got not even a quarter of the bill, the money that's involved in that bill, not even a quarter of it's going to go down and help with the border issue. The rest of it's going to, fund foreign governments. You can't call that a border bill. That's why that bill was rejected, and with good reason. Because they're just sending all our tax money overseas. Sending it to Ukraine and Zelensky. Send it overseas. All our money. When they should be focused on solving the problems here in America first. That's why I'm a Trump guy, because he wants to put America first. fix our problems at home, and then maybe we can see about the rest of the world. Maybe. But we have to take care of ourselves first. This guy's a joke. And this whole speech of his, you could tell he was upset. Because this whole speech, this whole night last night on the DNC was just so that they could just send him off in his plane. When he got done, he got onto a plane and they shipped him off. Over to California somewhere. I don't even know where. Never to be seen again. Guy's still in charge of the country. He's still the president. But nobody knows where he's at now. Last weekend, he was on the beach hanging out with his family. There's like separate wars going on in the world. People chanting death to America, but this guy's not running the country. Nobody knows who is. Anyway. Yeah. He's going to be able to retire. This whole thing was to prop him up and say he did a great job when everybody knows it was lousy and Kamala was part of it and she shouldn't be even a nominee for the president. It's terrible, garbage, and God forbid she gets elected, because who knows where the country goes from here. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. Y'all can let me know. I'm going to continue to watch it and let you know again what I think. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night.